and Hormuz Strait. They'll go right up there, and what happens to the strait, we're not going to have anything to do with.
In March 2026, a shrimp farmer in Andhra Pradesh was losing 45 rupees on every single kilogram he harvested. Not because of disease, not because of bad weather, not because of anything he did wrong. Because of a war. In a place he has never been to, between countries that have nothing to do with him. This is the Strait of Hormuz, and I am going to show you exactly how this 34-kilometer stretch of water is destroying Indian aquaculture. Before I explain the Hormuz crisis, I need to show you something about Indian shrimp farming that most people in the industry don't want to say out loud. India's shrimp export industry is worth 60,000 crore rupees, $7.45 billion. 2.8 crore people depend on it. It is one of India's biggest agricultural success stories. But here is what nobody tells you. The genetics of your shrimp imported from Hawaii. The protein in your shrimp's feed imported from Peru. The vitamins in that feed, the amino acids, imported from China. The raw material for your pond liner, imported from Saudi Arabia. The energy running your aerator, powered by oil, 85% imported. India built a 60,000 crore rupee export industry on top of a foundation it does not control. And the Strait of Hormuz sits right in the middle of that foundation. This is the Persian Gulf. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, Iran. The countries that produce most of the world's oil and gas are all locked inside this body of water. And there is only one exit, the Strait of Hormuz, 34 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, 2 shipping lanes, each just 3 kilometers wide. Every single day, 138 massive ships go through these lanes. 20% of the world's oil through here, 20% of the world's LNG gas through here, 30% of the world's fertilizer trade through here. Now imagine, what happens if someone blocks it, not slows it down, blocks it completely? That is exactly what happened on March 2nd, 2026, February 28th, 2026. United States and Israel launch strikes on Iran. Iran's response is immediate. Iran's military declares the Strait of Hormuz closed. They start attacking ships. They plant mines. Within days, 138 ships per day becomes almost zero. 2,000 ships are stranded inside the Persian Gulf. They cannot come out. Oil price, $69 per barrel in June 2025. $100 per barrel by March 8th, 2026. $126 per barrel at peak. The largest monthly oil price increase in recorded history. The IEA called it the largest supply disruption in the history of the global oil market. Bigger than the 1973 Arab oil embargo. Bigger than the Gulf War. Bigger than COVID. And India, which imports 85% of its crude oil, was one of the most exposed countries on the planet. But here is the part that concerns us specifically. This was not just an oil shock. Let me show you exactly how the strait closure reaches a shrimp pond in Andhra Pradesh. There are 4 channels, 4 separate hits. Hit 1, energy. India imports 85% of its crude oil. 45 to 53% of that comes directly through Hormuz. When oil hits 10,000 rupees per barrel equivalent, diesel becomes expensive, electricity becomes expensive. Running your aerators 20 hours a day costs more. Cold storage costs more. The truck carrying your harvest to the processor costs more. Every single energy cost in your operation goes up. Hit 2, LNG to feed. Qatar is the world's second largest LNG exporter. 93% of Qatar's LNG goes through Hormuz. When Qatar officially announced it could no longer fulfill its gas delivery contracts and stopped all exports, Global gas prices doubled in Asia. Now, why does that matter for a shrimp farmer? Because natural gas is the raw material for urea fertilizer. Indian urea plants run on LNG. When LNG becomes scarce, urea production falls. When urea falls, soybean farmers use less fertilizer. Soybean production drops. Soybean meal, which is 35% of your shrimp feed, becomes more expensive. LNG disruption leads to urea shortage, leads to soybean price, spike leads to your feed costs more. Hit 3, direct fertilizer. Saudi Arabia, world's largest urea exporter. Qatar, 14% of global urea trade through one facility alone. Oman, world's fourth largest urea exporter. India imports 70% of its urea from Gulf countries. In 1 month after the closure, benchmark urea price jumped from $400 per ton to nearly $700 per ton. Now you might say, I am a shrimp farmer, not a wheat farmer. Urea is not my problem, but it is. Because urea shortage affects every crop, wheat, corn, soybean. It is slow, but it is coming. Hit 4, rupee crash. India spends more dollars buying expensive oil. More dollars going out means the rupee weakens. The rupee has already crossed 95 to the dollar right now, today. Every import India buys becomes more expensive in rupee terms. The Hormuz crisis did not hit a healthy industry. It hit an industry that was already bleeding. In August 2025, before Hormuz, US tariffs on Indian shrimp reached 58.26%. And now, Ecuador, India's biggest competitor in the global shrimp market, is producing 1.39 million tons per year. India is stuck at 1.1 million tons. Ecuador overtook India as the world's largest shrimp exporter back in 2022, and the gap is widening. Ecuador uses native genetics, lower disease pressure, lower stocking density, lower antibiotic use. Only 2 FDA rejections in all of 2024. India had 99 entry-line refusals in 2025, a 6-year high. The Hormuz crisis is not the cause of Indian aquaculture's problems. It is a match dropped on a system that was already soaked in fuel. And now, every time there is a war in the Gulf, a drought in Peru, a power cut in China, a tariff from Washington, the bill arrives at a pond in West Godavari. So what is the solution? I am not going to give you a fake optimistic answer. There is no quick fix, but the exit from this trap is real, and parts of it are already happening. Broodstock sovereignty. The RGCA facility in Visakhapatnam is already producing Indian-grown SPF Vannamei broodstock. In September 2025, Hendrix Genetics signed an MOU with ICARCIBA for an India-based multiplication center. This is the first real step toward not depending on Hawaii. Here is the summary. India built a 60,000 crore rupee shrimp industry on imported genetics, imported feed, imported energy, and imported chemistry. The Strait of Hormuz, which India had no role in closing, has now sent 4 simultaneous cost shocks into that system. On top of US tariffs, on top of Ecuador competition, on top of EHP disease in 80% of ponds, the farmer at the bund at 4 in the morning, he is absorbing all of this without a warning, without a buffer, without information. That is what needs to change first. Not policy, not technology. Information. The farmer needs to understand the system he is inside. Because you cannot navigate something you cannot see.